Hello and welcome to Attra Reviews in English and a quick TLDR look at whatever it is I've reviewed, where I force myself to say something good, something bad, what I think is the best and what I think is the worst, all in my own opinion and all in an abbreviated manner, at least I try to. And today it's the Tipsy by EPZ Star One. Now these IEMs were sent to me by EPZ. I have no affiliation with EPZ. You can find out more by checking out the full review, which is linked in the description, or just head over to attrareviews.com. Okay, starting off with something good. Now, these are sort of like a generic form and weight and size and shape. So they're going to work well for most people. And I actually find that the aesthetics, if we can focus better here, are pretty cool. It's sort of like got this multicolored pattern that changes a little depending where the light hits it, but they're not super bright and overpowering. They look pretty good from up close. Yet when you're a bit more of a distance away, they shout at you. Something bad. Well, for €80, what you're seeing on the table is what you get. You get the IEMs, the cable, 3 sets of silicone tips, and a little drawstring bag. Now, that's not a bad thing if they've put everything into the IEMs, but I still have to say that for €80, you're not getting... Well, it's €80 on sale. The PVP is shown to be like €110 or something. So for that price, you're not exactly getting a lot. The best, well, the best for me is, I asked EPZ, I reviewed a couple of their models already before, which are obviously, they're on this, the TLDRs on this channel, not full reviews over on attrareviews.com. And I said that they were a company that was trying hard, doing a decent job, but the both sets that I reviewed got a peak at 5K, which I find irritating. It's something that just, I'm very delicate, I'm very sensitive to the 5K mark, and they both had that 5K peak, which apart from that, I thought they were great, but that peak just put me off. So I said, if you have anything without a 5K peak, send them across. And to be fair to them, all they did was, rather than saying that my opinion was wrong, they said, thanks for your honest opinions, we've got another set which we think you like, and they just shipped them across. That's all they said. I mean, there are other brands that don't take negative criticism, or not negative, it wasn't really negative, but other brands that don't agree with opinions unless they're 100% positive. In this case, they just said thank you and sent some more. So the best to me is that EPZ are open to listening to people and to doing other things, which leads me to the worst. Now, yes, as I just said, the best is these don't have a 5K peak. The worst is that they do have too much in both the 2.5 and like the 4.5. So there's no 5K peak, but like 4.5, which is just below it, 2.5, there's like that double peak there. And at the same time, down in the low end, they focus more on the sub bass than the mid bass. The mid bass sort of like rolls off as it heads into the mids, which makes it a very prominent V shape and puts a lot of emphasis on the sub bass and the upper mids, which for music that has plenty of sub bass, it works pretty well. You get plenty of that sub bass going on while it's still, clear and present. Yet as soon as we move to music that doesn't have a lot of sub bass, acoustic stuff, instrumental stuff, a lot of pop, a lot of rock, anything that doesn't really have a lot of below 150, well, because of the way the bass is sort of like rolled off as it goes into the mids, it just leaves all the emphasis on those upper mids, on that 2.5 and 4.5 K peaks, and it just makes things harsh. So while I agree that these don't have a 5K peak, which I'm grateful for, I really do think that unless you're listening to that kind of like EDM or whatever with plenty of sub bass content, that you're probably going to struggle more with the actual tuning of these than you would with like the Q5 or the G10, which I think, apart from that 5K peak, which not everybody suffers from, I mean, I know I do, but not everybody does. In fact, most people don't. Then I think those sets are maybe more balanced and they're gonna be better for, or more likable for more people. But again, if you want to know more, check out the full review. It's links in the description, or head over to attrareviews.com, and I'll be back with another one soon. See you later.